I want you all to imagine a balloon, a color of your choosing. Now I want you to imagine that balloon in whatever you consider to be your safe space. It might be on a beach, in an empty room, wherever. Now I want you to imagine that balloon inflating and deflating as you breathe. This was the exercise that my therapist taught me to do whenever I was feeling anxious or worried about something. You know that feeling of your gut and your entire body sinking deeper and deeper and deeper within itself? Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but that's how I felt, and still sometimes do. I find my anxiety often comes out physically. My joints get stiff. Sometimes my leg twitches, or my teeth begin to chatter. It's strange how our bodies try to release certain feelings, how they try to tell us that something is wrong. I used to suffer from severe separation anxiety from my parents, in particular my mom. Sorry, Dad. That's why I started to wear a watch. My mom gave me one so I knew exactly when she was going to be there to pick me up. Then it simply became a habit for me to wear one every day. It wasn't until recently that I really figured out what causes my anxiety. It isn't necessarily separation or just stressful situations. It's the anticipation of something. The anticipation of change in particular. Change is a huge part of everyone's life, and mine is no exception. As I'm sure many of you know, my family and I moved to California from England when I was just a few months shy of the strapping age of 2. I was obviously too young to really remember the move itself, and especially what our lives were like back in England. So for me, this change didn't have much of an effect at the time. Throughout my childhood, however, it was the little things, like only getting to see my grandparents every other year rather than every other week. Or let me tell you, being the English kid in an American history class, it's a conflicting experience. I came to RHP in 2015, and of course the time has flown by. The middle school musical, Hunk Jr., just rolled around, and I was cast as Greylag the Goose. Don't ask. But this was a huge turning point for me. In elementary, I was the kid who actually wanted to sing in music class and who volunteered to sing at any of the all-school events. But I never really considered myself an artist until I came to RHP. I remember when I was in 6th grade and on the other side of this mic stand, that tripod, and I was the one filming all the senior speeches. I found new ways to express myself and my messages, ways that I'd never before knew were possible. Becoming the president of Media Club and making short videos revolving around aspects of our RHP community and then sharing them at morning meetings. It was my first real exposure to what art truly is and how powerful it can be. Fast forward 3 years to high school, and I faced a very challenging decision. Do I take photo or theater as my art for freshman year? At the time, I thought that I wanted to become a filmmaker, and that theater and acting to me was more of a passion. Of course, my dreams have since grown and evolved, and now I hope to sail the world, scuba diving and photographing our oceans to share their beauties with everyone. As soon as I walked out of our first photo class of the year, I knew I'd made the right choice. I haven't looked back since. Art has become my escape. It's been my safe space. It's been something that I can always rely on and turn to whenever I need it. It's been a friend. I often went in after school to have time alone with my art, seeing the world through my viewfinder underwater, dipping my prints into chemicals and watching them come alive from a blank piece of paper. Simply never gets old. I often find myself starting to work at night and then looking over to see the clock read some crazy hour in the morning. Photography is a time warp for me. Similar to how you have no perception of time when you're asleep, photography has the same effect. Fast forward another 4 years and here we are, college. The next big change, a new chapter in my life. And when I say that my anxiety has been in full swing, it's scary. The idea of leaving everything that you've known your life to be behind. Your family, your friends, the bed you sleep in every night. We begin to settle into the middle lane of life, pootling along at our own pace, and when these huge moments of change come, we have a tendency to veer off course, and we may even lose control. Only recently have I learned that that's okay. It's okay and totally normal to be scared of these massive times of change in our lives. I think for me it was through talking with my best friend and my family that while obviously a lot will be changing, the things that really matter won't. We'll still all be there for one another, and we'll always love each other. Now, in no way have I overcome my anxiety. That's simply part of how my brain works and how I go through life. But by finding coping techniques and activities I can turn to, and having the most amazing and supportive loving friends and family a person could ever ask for, I've learned how to manage it. So my advice to all of you, learn how to embrace change. And find the things and people that you love and enjoy. Find your coping mechanisms and find your safe space. As I've personally been wrapping my head around the next year of my life and taking time to reflect on the skills I've learned through the past 18 years, I know it's going to be okay. I'll find my new safe spaces. So while it's going to be sad and hard to have to leave the things and people I love, I've learned to tell myself that this isn't a goodbye, but rather a see you later. Thank you. Shout-outs. To all my teachers, thank you for always believing in me and pushing me to be the best person I can be. Each and every one of you are a huge reason that I'm proud to call myself a lifer and a Husky. Thank you. Class of 22, we made it. I wish you all the best of luck as we move on to this next big chapter in our lives. I know that we will all bring some great change to the world, and to my fellow lifers in particular, we've been through a lot, and we've all seen a whole lot of change. Thank you for the past 7 years' worth of memories and fun. Miss Diamond and Miss Castanilla, thank you for guiding and supporting me through what has been one of the biggest decisions of my life. I'm so grateful for the work and time you've put into my college process. Larry, you showed me how to express myself on stage and paved my path into the art world. Thank you for supporting and being there for me, on and off the stage. You've taught me so much. Thank you. Mr. D, again, not here, but I'll talk this way. Middle school would not have been the same without you. Thank you for having my back all the way through. I'll never forget the bets you made with Andrew in 6th grade and the one time you lost and had to switch chairs with him for the day. Good times. Mr. Brahma. Hey up. Thank you for being the fellow Brit on campus and for always sharing a laugh. Thank you for introducing me to the truly fascinating world of physics and for doing your best to explain derivations to me. It's me, it's not you. Also, sorry for influencing Landrew to say bollocks. That's my bad. Mr. Robinson, thank you for continuing to support my passion for the performing arts, even though I sort of left the stage itself and went behind the curtain attack. Mr. Hood, even though I've never actually had a class with you, you've been able to teach me so much. From why we log weather on performance reports to hauling in and resetting up a complete setup during some more severe weather. Brain cells coming your way. Chloe and Sydney, I can't talk about Tech Room without thinking of you two. We've been through a lot and in and out of the theater. Just saying that this is our last week of Tech together is hard. Thank you for everything. Tree, the teddy bear of the arts department, thank you for teaching me the ins and outs of technical theater and for always being someone I could turn to on campus. Jack Waller, you were really the person who introduced me to theater tech. Thank you for inspiring me, for teaching me so much, and for being a tech geek with me. Still waiting for the day I hear, I'm Jack Waller and I'll be your captain today, over the PA on an airplane. Landrew, thank you for being my best mate since 3rd grade. We've made a lot of amazing memories and we've been through a lot together. From fun school days to late nights gaming, it's been a blast. I'll see you later, lad. Miss K, from the early days of Media Club all the way through to the Arts Diploma and AP2D, you've shared the wonders of the arts world with me. You've taught me countless life lessons that I'll carry with me wherever I go. Thank you for your love and endless support and for always giving me a safe space in your room. And thank you most of all for giving life to one of the most amazing people I know. Naomi. I can't think of anyone else who I'd want to call my best friend. There's certainly no one I'm as close to as I am with you. Thank you for always being there through the good and bad times. I can't imagine what my life would be like without you. Thank you for all the laughs and smiles we've shared. Next year is seriously going to be hard not having you there every day, but I know that our love and our bond will keep us just as close through it all, because you'll always be with me. Remember that I'll always be there for you, no matter what, 24/7, 365. Love you. To the grandparents, Scammy Papa, Granddad Pam Pam, afternoon. Even though you're quite literally thousands of miles away, I know you're always supporting me and cheering me on. I can't wait to see you this spring break. Mom and Dad, it's hard to put into words how grateful I am for everything you've done. Thank you for always supporting me on whatever path I may choose. You both mean the world to me. Dad, thanks for the endless adventures and laughs, from the days of Monkey to the strangely familiar voice of Chester. Mom, let's be honest, I'm a mama's boy at heart, but I don't care, because I'm your mama's boy. It's going to be hard next year not being able to come home and see you every day, but I know you'll always be just a phone call away. Love.